To this day.
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 Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Get this. Deontay Wilder's fiancée gets a restraining order, claims domestic violence. Telly Swift just got a temporary restraining order against the star boxer as she claimed he abused her on multiple occasions over the last 6 years. Swift, who began dating Wilder in 2015, applied for the TRO in Los Angeles late last week on a Monday, 2 days after Wilder was knocked out in a high-profile match with Zhang. A judge granted it. In her application for her order, Swift accused Wilder of choking her at least 5 times since 2018. She also stated the 38-year-old heavyweight spit on her several times and claimed he once shoved her face in a pillow in a fit of rage for so long she nearly suffocated. Swift also alleged that back in mid-April, Wilder granted access to her laptop without her consent and sent out disturbing messages to her personal and professional contacts. According to Swift, the abuse didn't stop there. She claimed in the TRO application that Wilder constantly ridiculed her, threatened to destroy her belongings, and expected her to have intercourse with him 3 times a day. Damn. Most recently, on April 15th, she claimed he had her thrown out of their Atlanta residence, this despite her being in a fragile state due to recent invasive surgery. Swift, who got engaged to the fighter in 2018, stated that she's been living in the couple's LA area home with their 6-year-old daughter since, but claimed Wilder has been using the home's surveillance system to spy on her. She added she's worried Wilder could get violent with her when he ultimately made his way back to home after his Zhang fight in Saudi Arabia. And she said, quote, she says, "I believe Deontay Wilder is capable of being physically violent towards me upon his return in June because he has expressed that he is furious with me since April and has been physically abusive with me in the past," she said. The TRO, which requires Wilder to remain at least 100 yards away from Swift and their daughter, is slated to remain in effect until June 25th, when both parties are expected to appear before a judge. And let me counterpunch. I'll say straight off the bat, okay? In any relationship, okay? In any relationship, let me save that. Let me pause that. Anytime when you have someone that gets physical with you, anything, any indication that you may receive, you get the hell out of Dodge. Simple. You leave. You don't have to put up with that. You don't have to go. You don't have to, you don't have to stay. You don't have to put up with any of that. I mean, if you're worried about yourself or your child or both, you wouldn't put up with that. Second, if Wilder had to do all that, obviously he had some type of insecurity. I don't know what that insecurity or where it came from. Is it coming from guilt or is it coming from something that he's seen? You know, because understand something, people. We all know. Let's stop acting like we don't know the rumors that surround Telly Swift with other boxers. Jarrell Miller. You know, we've heard some Dillian White stories, allegedly, you know, those guys have slept with her. So if that's the case, you don't think that goes through that man's head, that may be a reason why he does what he does? But if he was doing all these things, spitting on her, somebody spit on me, man, I'm gone. You know what I mean? I'm out of there. You spit in my face. Let me get away from you to stop me from getting violent with you. I'm protecting. I'm leaving to protect me from you, not the other way around. But, you know, that's Wilder, though, versus his wife. They're like this, right? So, you know, and, yeah, I don't, like, it's bad for Wilder, and I just hate to say it, like, I don't like the idea of kicking somebody when they're down. You file the report, because those guys are broke. He had another girl in Saudi Arabia. You guys seen that? He had a whole other girl holding hands with her coming off the plane. Okay, so he's with someone else. So I'm gonna assume she's with someone else too. You know, and we don't know. We know the monkey bar effect, so we don't know if they were talking to whoever before they got officially separated or whatever. You know, you don't know these things, you know. But he was with someone else in Saudi Arabia, so for him to come over there to mess with her is wrong. You know what I mean? And him saying he's enraged and pissed off, he's probably just mad. But also, I want people to keep in mind, everybody talks about mental health issues and stuff like that whenever it's convenient. How about CTE? CTE, the more I hear and read, the more I read, the more I thought how he was responding to her and what he needed her to do and intercourse 3 times a day and all this stuff like that. I think about like him spying on her and she's, you know, that's a light part of it. Okay, because I dated a girl for a long time and her child's mom was an NFL. Her child's father was an NFL player, and he suffered massively from CTE, and he beat the shit out of her. You know what I mean? No cap. So what she's talking about, maybe some beginning stages of CTE. Okay? So just keep that in mind. But I don't think he's suffering from that point of beating her. Now, I will say this. That pillow almost suffocating, yeah, you should have left after that, Telly. That's just dumb. You know, and it makes you think, like, why the hell did you stay? Because of the child? No, you could always get child support for that, all the money he bringing in, right? So, I mean, you know, like, to me, I look at certain people and how tolerable certain people get when money becomes involved. You know what I mean? They say, oh, I love them. Okay, well, that's one thing, but, you know, you got to ask yourself this question. If Deontay Wilder wasn't Deontay Wilder and he was still working at that IHOP and he shoved your head into a pillow at the Super 6 Motel in Tuscaloosa, would you still stayed with him? My guess would be no. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep it a buck, okay? But, you know, that's that. Now, speaking of the after effects, she should have done this already. See, she supported Wilder all through these times. She was there in late December, the last time Wilder fought. You know what I mean? And she was there when he knocked out Alenius. She was there when he was knocked out by Tyson Fury. She was there through this whole ride. You know what I mean? And I just find it strange for her to now file now. It just seems shitty to me. It's almost like you're kicking somebody when they're down, and I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he probably was enraged. He probably was talking smack to her because they probably broke up. Yeah, sure. You know what I mean? Baby mama, baby daddy dramas type stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's a good idea for her to file and bring this public now since he just got knocked out. I'm going to leave you guys with this. And I want you guys to ponder on it, however you may. If Wilder would have knocked Zhang out cold, if he would have came or rose to be the victor in that fight, do you think she would have filed the restraining order? You know what I mean? So you just got to look at that and see it for what it is. I don't like the whole idea. Yeah, man, the man he's got defeated. He needed this fight to win his career, to carry on with his career. More than likely, Turki Al-Sheikh, based on the way he talked to Wilder before that fight, would want him back in Saudi Arabia to spend some more money on him, to invest some more money on him, because they think maybe the same thing will happen. Okay, his time is done. And then you slap a restraining order revealing all this stuff that people were really kind of speculating, like, where did you go? All of a sudden, you know, you check out her Instagram, none of that's to be revealed. She's taking pictures off Instagram with them in it, you know, and it just doesn't seem supportive to me. I just think it's real convenient how people will, hey, at your worst, they're going to bail. You know what I mean? Instead of, you know, when you're at your worst, they should be there and wish you well. Bars. That's what I say about that. You guys tell me what you think of Telly Swift filing a restraining order against Deontay Wilder 2 days after he's knocked out. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.